Welcome everyone to episode 1 of the Brewhouse podcast. Just two brothers, two gamers, wanted to get together to talk about gaming, entertainment, technology, everything in between. These are going to be short 15 to 20 minute episodes. We might get a little longer later, but we really just want for, the couple, maybe first 5, get really short episodes in so they're not drawn out. We're really to the point. So yeah, like I said, just two brothers getting together. There, oh, I have alerts on. That's awkward.
Oh.
And then yeah, just two brothers getting together, talk about everything like I said before. So just do a little quick introduction. My name's Brewski. You guys can call me Mitchell. You can find me at twitch.tv/Brewski, where these podcasts will be held. And you can also follow me on twitter.com/Brewski, and my YouTube is Brewski88. So go ahead and introduce the co-host of the Brewhouse podcast, my brother Jonathan. Jonathan, why don't you tell us where we can find you at?
Jonathan, you can call me JT. You can find me Jtbroussard everywhere except on PS4. I'm JT_Broussard.
Okay, nice. And this is going to be an introductory episode, so we're just going to give you guys a background of where we come from in gaming, how we got into gaming, what we're playing now, and then we're also going to go through a couple lists just so you guys can get our opinions on some stuff. So we're going to do 3 games we're excited for 2019 and our top 5 games of all time. And Jonathan wanted to do, I don't know how, he had like 27 honorable mentions.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I've been playing video games for a lot longer, because you'll come to find out once I tell you what the first game I actually have memory playing.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're gonna do our top 5 games and 2 honorable mentions. So these honorable mentions pretty much are the next best games in our top 10, you could say, or games that could potentially be in our top 5, but we just have too many choices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Too many.
All right, Jonathan, why don't you go ahead and tell us how you got into gaming when you first started, and then when you really got into it.
Yeah, as far back as I can remember. We had, growing up, before you even born, our parents had a Atari 2600. So I remember playing soccer, golf, Galaga, Galaxian, Centipede.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that vaguely remembering that. But my first real memory is playing a Fisher-Price match set game,
mm-hmm.
where you have a square and there's shapes coming through of objects, and they're coming through at different speeds and going up, down, left, and you have to lock on whenever it gets them to where this spot is. So I remember that, and then I remember playing Super Mario Brothers,
mm-hmm.
and our older brother getting pissed at us because I beat him.
Uh-huh.
Because I was 4 years old, and he was in kindergarten, and he'd come home from school, but I'd whip his butt because I've been playing video games all day.
See, when I got my butt whipped, I would just go turn the console off and run out the room.
Yeah, you would run when we were playing Mario Kart. You'd run, hit the reset button, run out of the room. Yeah.
All right, so that's how you got started. When did you really heavily get into gaming?
Heavily get into gaming? Probably. I think it would have to be when we got the probably around the Nintendo 64 era. Because
mm-hmm.
growing up, I mean, we had a regular Nintendo, we got a Sega Genesis, and I mean, it was always kind of like, we played video games every now and then, but we weren't really crazy about it.
Yeah.
But then whenever we got the Nintendo 64, I mean, Mario Kart, GoldenEye, but it was really Perfect Dark whenever they came with whenever you can track the statistics, accuracy, kill death ratio, and everything like that. And I mean, we'd play with the AI, and we'd always try to improve our accuracy and get all the different trophies and do
mm-hmm.
different challenges. But
and
it was
we would
Nintendo 64.
And we would raise we would play on one difficulty of the AI. I think it went up to 9 or something.
Yeah,
if I remember that. And we would, once we were getting good at that, we would raise it up one more.
Yeah,
keep doing that.
It pretty much we'd challenge ourselves as much as we can, where we'd put the little alien running around with the far side. He'd shoot us through the wall, and we try to still kill him no matter what.
Yeah, and they have aimbot once they get to the max level, so you literally spawn, and 5 seconds later you die through the wall.
But I think it was got to the point where it's the Nintendo 64, because just the co-op aspect of it, because you had the 4 controllers and everything was ready to go. Because I mean, we always play video games. We play Super Nintendo when we go to our cousin's house. So that's where we got introduced to Super Mario World, Ninja Turtles, Populous, and all that. But it was probably Nintendo 64. But then growing up, and then when the PC took off, I mean, that's StarCraft, Diablo 2, and all that.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike.
All right. So what do you game mostly now? Because we kind of have different. I don't want to say priorities, but this is actually a good thing though, because we come from I don't want to say opposite ends, but we primarily play two different kinds of games. So why don't you go ahead and say what you game now?
Being a parent of 2 kids, having a full-time job and everything like that, for me, it's more single-player experiences. Yep. So right now, I've been playing strictly PlayStation 4. I mean, I'll play Fortnite every now and then. I'll play random PC games. I have a PC that can play any game out that's right now, but it's PlayStation 4 single-player experiences, games in my backlog that I have, like recently Platinum God of War. I'm working on Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I just beat the game, working on finishing up some trophies and everything like that. But it's mainly games I can pause at any second.
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, it was, you know, MMORPGs, World of Warcraft, it was Counter-Strike, it was all those online games. I mean, you know, I put hours into Destiny, but that's when the kids were still young. But
yeah.
Recently, it's been more console-based games. I can do PC games, and it's a point where I'm waiting for those two to merge.
Yeah.
But probably next 5 years.
So you go from a guy who trophy hunts and
I
mean that's what it is.
About trophies.
Yeah. The guy that platinum Persona 5, which takes like 1,700 hours to do apparently, because you have to beat the game 5 times or whatever it is.
It was 2 times, and it was 170 something hours.
Yeah. So you go from that. I'm kind of, I don't want to say on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't really care about trophies. If a trophy's like fairly easy to get, I'll go for it. But I started off gaming, like Jonathan said, mostly I started Nintendo 64. It was like when I actually like remembered playing and started playing.
But yeah, Mario Kart and all that.
Yeah, Mario Kart, Perfect Dark, all that stuff. What really got me into gaming though was Counter-Strike. Because I remember we had like, I got my first PC and I started playing Counter-Strike 1.6. And this was right before Counter-Strike Source came out. And when Counter-Strike Source came out, I played the hell out of that game. Played the hell out of Day of Defeat, which was like the World War II version of Counter-Strike. I played a lot of Day of Defeat. So that's really what got me into gaming. And then from there, I kind of switched gears from PC to console. Mostly playing, you know, Call of Duty, stuff like that. Played Call of Duty for a while. I still play it off and on. Black Ops 4 is pretty good, but... And then when I'm playing now, I mostly play Destiny 2. I stuck it out. I'm sticking it out until the end of the franchise because it's kind of a stubbornness thing now because I've put so much time into the game. I'd say it's in a pretty good spot right now. Destiny 2 launch was absolutely horrible, and I don't give anybody crap for quitting then. Bungie and Activision like shot themselves in the foot. Anyway, that's a topic for another podcast. So right now I'm mostly playing Destiny 2. Dabbled in Fortnite for a bit. Still play it off and on, but not really. And I actually played Rainbow Six for the first time tonight, and that was pretty fun. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, see, we're kind of on different ends of the spectrum. Jonathan's focused more on trophies, single player, where I'm more focused on multiplayer, and then we kind of dabble in the other side of things.
Well, you're going through the multiplayer phase that I went through earlier in life because I mean I was huge into Counter-Strike. I was huge into Warcraft 3 online. I mean I remember doing ranked play of that. I mean at one point I was doing I was in ranked I forget the term of it on Counter-Strike Source with our other brother and everything like that, but it's just like at that
point, like the ladder or whatever, not the ladder.
The ladder. Yeah, what's it now?
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you know my World of Warcraft days, the hours that I put into that, and like it's gotten to the point where like in my
rank S is that it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like rank S is like the unofficial leaderboards for Counter-Strike, where if you play competitive, you go to rank S. That's where now it's literally only pros and semi-pros play on there. But back then, like that's how you played competitively in Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Do you remember the Tombstone server where it was a 12-person server and it's pretty much got on it? You had to be good or you would get annihilated immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's stuff like that, and then it's slowly gotten to back where it's like, I'm trying to get into more like just enjoying it, taking my pace and everything like that. And why I personally go for trophies is it shows my enjoyment for the game, because I won't go for a platinum trophy in any game, unless it's a little cheap game that takes 10 minutes to get.
Yeah.
But
if you're going for a platinum, it's you enjoy the game.
Yeah, I mean, some recent platinums, Persona 5, I mean, Final Fantasy 12, both Destinies, I've enjoyed the games both enough to get platinums in both of them. And it's just like, if I enjoy the game enough, that's almost like me showing back to the developer that, I enjoy your game this much, so I'm going to put this many hours in to beat it to its fullest. So.
Yeah. And another reason I'm sure you stick to single player is because multiplayer games, especially progression ones like Destiny, you get left behind if you don't play.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, not so much Destiny now, but like, say you were still playing WoW and you were still in a raiding guild, like, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, maybe now with how quick you can catch up.
Yeah, but not back. Like, if it was back then, like Wrath of the Lich King, you wouldn't be able to do that now. Because, I mean, if you were in a raiding guild, you needed to, as soon as the expansion came out, you needed to level up as fast as you can, get in heroic dungeons. All, like I said, another topic for another time. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next subject. This is gonna be 3 games we're excited for next year. So right. I'll go first for this.
Do one game and I'll do another one.
Okay.
Because one of ours is gonna be the same.
Yeah, well, you want to do that one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first one, obviously Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
January 29th, right around the corner. Apparently, there won't be any spoilers, but apparently, somebody like broke into one of the distribution centers and stole like 10 copies of the game. And was just spoiling it everywhere. So I went on Twitter and I muted everything that has to do with Kingdom Hearts 3.
But they're aware of it. They're aware who did it. They're aware of what's stolen. But they have the epilogue and future cutscenes aren't included in the game.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if you saw that. Yeah, no, the epilogue and like the special secret ending or whatever is not included in the base game.
Okay.
So they haven't even released that out. So there's no way they can data mine that.
Oh,
but no, that's definitely one of mine. I think I had that as number 3, just because, I mean, it's been 15 years.
13, I think.
13. I remember going to Circuit City with you to get Kingdom Hearts 2.
And
getting that.
All right. Well, we might have another one that's the same, but World of Warcraft Classic.
Nope.
That's not one of yours? Okay. Nope. So World of Warcraft Classic, or WoW Classic, coming out next summer. I'm really excited. I played at the tail end of Vanilla. Really played a lot during BC and Wrath. We both did.
Yep.
But I'm really excited for Classic. Hopefully it'll bring some life back into WoW.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I mean, it's going to be a new take. I can't wait to see the people complain.
Yeah, and people don't remember. They don't remember how grindy it was, and I can't wait. So what's your number 2 game?
Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, I forgot that was coming out next year.
There's no release
potentially.
Date now. Potentially, I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to come out summer, if not probably July, if not August 2019.
Okay, so you're kind of going with the potential release of next year.
No, I'm pretty sure that's.
Are you pretty sure? Okay, I didn't realize it was coming out next year. That would have been on my list. But
the way I'm thinking about it is that's going to come out, and Death Stranding is going to come out right before the PS5 release. So you're looking at Death Stranding 2020 spring. You
don't think they would wait to release that as the first game on PS5?
No, that's a PS4 game.
Okay.
It's a PS4 game. PS5 is going to be backwards compatible for everything PS4.
Oh, that's true.
That's definitely a PS4 game. But no, Last of Us Part 2, I mean, just, is Joel alive? Do we know if he is?
Yeah, we don't know. We saw him in that first trailer, and he might have been like a...
And it's taking a different step, because like, I mean, in any gameplay trailer that I've seen so far, it's just, like Ellie against other people. It's not against the clickers and everything like that. So I mean, just that story in that first one is so amazing. I mean, that's Naughty Dog at its best.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think we're going to get a part 3. I think they're only going to do 2, and they're going to be done with it.
I think 2 would be enough. Anyway, we're diving too deep into this.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, that's a topic for a different time. My 3rd game probably won't be on your list. I'm excited for a new Pokemon game. An actual Pokemon game. I'm hoping it's good.
Is that being released?
It is being released. They said a main story MMO Pokemon. Well, not MMO, but like,
RPG.
An RP, a JRPG or whatever.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, as far as MMO goes, it's gonna be you can battle other people and stuff like that, but it's not gonna be an MMO RPG Pokemon. I mean,
because that when they announced Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, they said in 2019 there will be a full release game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think at that point, whenever that comes out, probably summer, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think they said late summer, early fall.
It's gonna be around there. I think that's whenever they're gonna announce the fully portable Switch,
and
I think
the upgraded hardware.
Yeah, it's gonna be upgraded hardware. It's gonna be a dedicated portable Switch. I think at that point is when I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, same. Probably. I think that's supposed to be next summer, rumored. Okay. So, all right. So, what's your third game of 2019 that you're excited for?
So, my number one game, you probably don't even realize this is coming out, or it's speculated to come out. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Really? That's supposed to be coming out?
Yes, it is a completely new Star Wars Jedi game, and I don't know if you remember the Jedi Outcast and the Jedi Knight games.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to follow in that type of game. So you're looking at third-person RPG Star Wars Jedi game.
Okay, I could dig on that.
That's pretty much all the details that have been released on it. And I remember that's coming out. I mean, there's other ones like Ghost of Tsushima and all that are interesting. There's a new Doom coming out. There's a new Wolfenstein coming out. There's so many. Catherine is being re-released on PlayStation 4. I don't know if you ever played Catherine on PlayStation 3, but
I didn't.
That game is. You remember Qbert, like the puzzle jumper with the big dude with the big nose or whatever? It's pretty much that, but you're playing for the story, and it's made by the people that did they did that before Persona 5. That's made by Atlas.
Oh, okay.
So the cutscenes in Catherine on PlayStation 3 are not far behind the cutscenes on Persona 5 on PlayStation 4.
Okay. There's Zoe barking. Yep. Close the door.
But yeah, that's my number one, just because I'm ready for a new Star Wars game. I mean,
a good Star Wars game.
I got both Battlefronts. I played them. The story in Battlefront 2 was okay, but I mean, I'm ready for a good Star Wars game. I'm ready for a
hopefully it's not made by EA.
Star Wars game. I don't think they have the.
If it is, I'll reserve judgment. But
yeah.
All right. Final topic of the night. Top 5 games.
What's your number one? You didn't say your number one.
Yeah, I said 3 of them.
You said Pokemon. You said Kingdom Hearts 3.
Pokemon, Kingdom Hearts 3, and World of Warcraft.
Oh, World of Warcraft.
Yeah, classic. I didn't have them in any order. Number one for me is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
All right. Now to get into the beef. I'm trying not to spend too long on this.
I got stuff.
The beef, the controversy, our top 5 games of all time. We're gonna start with our. I'll start with my honorable mentions. We can just shoot these out real quick. 2 of my honorable mentions got the most recent God of War game. It was really good.
That's not even one of mine.
It was really good overall.
Yeah.
The music was good. The gameplay was good. It was just a really solid game overall.
You think about that God of War from what they came from you and I playing God of War 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Given that depth to Kratos and everything like that.
And I see Lord Respawn in the chat saying nope. He was a Red Dead fanboy. He's a fan of spending an hour and a half walking to talk to somebody, all to have to walk back. But that's all right. Red Dead's
top games of all time? No, Red Dead's not in there.
No, not at all. All right, my other honorable mention. This is going to trigger Lord Respawn as well. Horizon Zero Dawn. I found it.
Dude, you got too many new games.
I know. But these are to me like games that have innovated and done something new that no other game has done. So
Horizon Zero Dawn is a great game. You're going from
and I didn't know we were doing honorable mentions, so these are just the first 2 games that popped into my head.
You're going from a company that made primarily first-person shooters to make an open-world action RPG game, and with that depth and that gameplay, it's top-notch. Which I'm sorry, that gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn makes Red Dead looks like crap.
Yeah, it really does.
Red Dead is lacking in everything else. But all right, so that's good. That's good. You ready for my honorable mentions?
Yeah, sure.
DC Universe Online.
Okay. coming out of left field. I can see it though. That was a really fun game when we were playing it.
Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Also a very good choice.
Not Red and Blue, Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver were good because you had such a huge game. You beat all of Johto, beat the Elite Four, go back to Kanto.
Yep.
And you have all that shit to do there.
Yep.
They added in the legendary dogs in the wild. So that element of randomness. And they had the first shiny with the red Gyarados, so.
Yep, exactly.
God, your webcam. It's Discord, though.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do.
Another one is Perfect Dark, as we mentioned.
No, 2 honorable mentions. No more.
Oh.
we're running out of time.
World, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Skyrim. There you go. All of them.
Well, those were your 5? Or your honorable mentions?
Those were all my honorable mentions. Yep.
Okay.
I could not include Super Mario World, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Skyrim, any of those in my top 5, because my top 5 are so, like you said, such a piece of me in history in my gaming.
All right, well, I'll go first. Just random order. This is not in, number 5 to 1 or anything.
Yep.
My first in my top 5 is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Really solid game. The story in Kingdom Hearts is amazing. The Final Mix added in all the organization fights, added in just a bunch of new shit. This is the full game. It came out in Japan, I don't know how long ago, like 2 years after the actual game came out in the US. And Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is coming in as my first choice for top 5. So what's yours?
2 or 2.5? Or
2. I see them as the same thing. Isn't 2.5 like all the other games? So I just say the 2 Final Mix.
2.5 includes, the 2 other games right around that same thing. It's just on the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah. All right. So what's the first one of your 5?
I'm gonna say World of Warcraft.
Okay.
I'm sure it's one of yours.
That was right outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the fact of playing that game, being immersed, and going from playing Warcraft and playing the Warcraft 3, playing through the story of Arthas, how he became the Lich King, but then actually once we got that expansion pack in World of Warcraft, just blew my mind.
Yeah.
And all those raids and just grinding every day. It was the time of my life where I didn't mind getting home from school, getting home from work, and spending 2 hours grinding daily just to build up.
Working at a video game.
Yeah, working. But I remember going for the midnight release and getting Wrath of the Lich King.
I remember that.
At midnight and coming back installing it. And I want to say I wasn't even at 68. It was 68, right?
For what?
To be able to start doing content.
Yeah.
Lich King. I was 67, and I pretty much went to the new zone and just started killing things to... God, that's horrible. Horrible.
Look, I'm going to interrupt. Most Zelda fans don't have Breath of the Wild in their top 3 best Zelda games.
Breath of the Wild is not a Zelda game.
We will spend a whole episode talking about why Breath of the Wild isn't even close to being the best Zelda game. Zach's going to get triggered.
It's not a Zelda game.
I mean, it is what it is. Talk to any real Zelda fan, and if Breath of the Wild is in their top 3, they're either lying or they haven't played any majority of Zelda games.
It's not even best game. There's nothing to do in it.
All right. And anyway, my next choice, probably obvious to anybody who knows me, Skyrim. The combat was definitely lacking in the game. It was kind of boring. It was very linear, but the world that you played in, just all the shit you could do was, definitely, I think it was revolutionary. It was such a step up from Oblivion. And that's Skyrim. If you haven't played it, I don't know what the hell you're doing. They've remade it like 500 times. You need to play Skyrim.
I think story-wise, it was the biggest jump from, I played Morrowind, I played Oblivion. Those games are great, but story-wise and action-wise and everything, it takes it a whole nother level.
Yeah. The fact that you can spend 100 hours in a game not doing the main storyline and still not do everything, that was almost unheard of.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, I've thought about multiple times trying to go back and get the platinum in that game, but it's just every time I look at the trophy list, I was just
it's way too long.
I could do it, but it's tedious and...
All right, next one for you.
Counter-Strike, it's going to be general. I can't choose between 1.6 and Source. Counter-Strike is just a huge thing. Dust 2, playing with the AWP and the Deagle, it's just... I mean, what more can you say? What more can you say about a first-person shooter that revolutionized the way gaming is?
I say this all the time. You take a good Counter-Strike player and put him in any other FPS, and he will shit on people. Given a week, if you put a pro from any other FPS and put them into Counter-Strike, they will get shit on, and they will not be able to they just won't be able to do it.
At my prime in Counter-Strike, I went over and played Halo on PC multiplayer.
And you were shitting on people. It wasn't
even fun. No, I got banned because I was quote-unquote hacking.
Yeah.
Because I got the sniper rifle and the pistol, and I just ran around and dominated everybody, and they banned me from hacking from the servers.
Counter-Strike is what got me into multiplayer gaming and shooter games, stuff like that. It's an especially Source for me over 1.6, just because pretty much the same game, just better graphics.
Yeah, better graphics. No, Source I definitely played more of. 1.6 goes back to, there's a couple of the maps that me and Andrew had, like, we loved and we just completely dominated at, like Militia and Dam and stuff like that. They didn't carry over to Source, so we prefer those almost more. But
all right,
yeah, Counter-Strike is definitely good.
Fourth game for me, Zach will like this one. I have a good buddy of mine in the chat. His name's Lord Respawn. Go follow him. Twitch.tv/Lord Respawn and YouTube Lord Respawn. Anyway, he's a big Nintendo guy. Plays Nintendo. Which
I don't even think I have a Nintendo game in my top 5. No, I don't.
Anyway, so my fourth game, he's gonna like this, Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
I think, just for what it did at its time, coming out on Nintendo 64, the world, all the temples. I mean, it was small, but I liked that they added in stuff to do when you were young Link. You had the 3 smaller, I don't want to say smaller, but you had the 3 smaller temples you could do when you were younger. You transform into adult Link, and I mean, there's just so much to do. There's so many hidden things. There's so many. I think that's one of the first games that added in stuff, like outside of like the main story. Like you could get the Bigoron sword. You could get, just all different kind of stuff to do.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Have you played Links to the Past?
Okay, this isn't going to make sense. I don't know how to say this. Ocarina is in my top 5, but I like A Link to the Past more.
Well, Links to the Past, a lot of the things were taken from that and applied to Ocarina of Time. Because you're talking about like the 3 temples. You have to go get the 3 medallions before you go to get the Master Sword. Yep. There's a lot of extra items in Link to the Past that you can get that you don't need to beat the game. Like there's a list of a couple things that you can need to beat the game, and you can leave half the game behind. Because same thing, like, I mean, Ocarina of Time, you don't need the Bigoron sword.
Yeah, you don't need it.
You need all these health hearts and everything like that. You don't need the Bomba Chews. You don't need all that.
Same thing in Majora's Mask, and collecting the fairies in the dungeons and everything like that. All right, so
but I definitely agree, because that doesn't surprise me. That's one of your top 5, because I still have the strategy guide, and there's pages from you just turning, looking at the strategy guide nonstop, and pages are ripped.
I remember beating that game by myself. Was like one of my proudest accomplishments as a gamer, because I was young when I beat it. And even following along the strategy guide, because back then you had actual strategy guides. You didn't just look it up.
Well, you didn't have wikis or game facts or anything like that.
Yeah, that was definitely Ocarina. I had to throw it in there as my top 5. I have it at number 4, but not number 4, but that's my 4th one. So your 4th game, hit me with it.
I've only done 2. I've only done 2. It's my 3rd game.
Oh, your 3rd game. Sorry. Wait.
Yeah. My 3rd game. Persona 5. I mean, just you're looking from a JRPG with the whole anime aspects. It's just from top to bottom, great. There's no other game, no other JRPG on a PlayStation 4 that can beat it. None.
I was reading and I totally spaced out. What game did you say?
Persona 5.
Persona 5, yeah. I mean, Persona, especially for, yes, I don't want to say we're weebs, but we dabble in anime. Coming from that kind of style.
I mean, who didn't watch Toonami growing up?
Exactly. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, you like anime, get over it.
Okay. No.
Yeah, going from that style and putting it in a JRPG, I think it's definitely unique.
Well, you have $high-dollar anime cutscenes in the game. And I mean, the story is great. The characters are all different and everything. And the fact is, it's also it's almost like a life simulator because you're like, okay, I'm a high school student. I have 20 days in the game to beat this dungeon, to complete this task. But during this time period, I can go work at a job. I can go do here. I can go spend time with this person to develop my bond. I can fuse these people to make better monsters and everything. There's just so much into it that makes the game so worthwhile. And I mean, the fact is, I platinumed it in 180 hours.
Yeah.
Which was actually on the low end. But I mean, I've rewatched the anime where they pretty much just took the cutscenes out and they made an anime about it. It's great.
All right. So this is, I don't know, I had my list messed up. So this is my fourth game. So my fourth game in my top 5 is going to be Final Fantasy VII. Because it was hard to choose between Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII. Because 10 was... 10 was... Like I said, I go back to this word revolutionary, where it was the first game where they had dialogue in it.
Voice actors.
Voice actors, that's what I meant. Like actual like voice in the game.
I don't know if you remember. One time we were walking through the mall and we walked into GameStop and they had a demo in one of the kiosks and they pretty much just had the intro for Final Fantasy X on loop. And I want to say we stood there for 30 minutes and just watched it until Mom came find us. And I'm just like, seriously, these are video game graphics.
Yeah. And those graphics now are like, I don't want to say the standard, but if we don't have graphics that good, it's, the game's going to get shat on. All right, so your fourth game.
I'm going to say Final Fantasy VII also. I mean, that's another one. That's just, it's right there. It was a tough between that and Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon is amazing.
Just, I'm hoping they make a remake of that one. But no, Final Fantasy VII, I mean, I've played that game start to finish so many times. I've 100% of that game probably 100 times. It's a classic game. I'm skeptical if the remake is ever going to come out.
If it comes out, I hope they don't do chapters, which they might. I just want it to come out, but
I don't think it's going to, honestly.
All right, well, we have something to talk about another episode, so
but no, Final Fantasy VII. I mean, you're talking about like the steampunk era at its best. Final Fantasy VI was good at the steampunk. I mean, I'm playing through that again right now, but the Final Fantasy VII, the materia system is probably my favorite
because it was risk reward because you put on materia and it might lower some of your stats or
the combination of like the materia and then like the items, the equipment that you put on is good. I mean, I like the card system of Final Fantasy VIII. I know a lot of people don't. Final Fantasy IX I played through once. That's probably one of the least favorite ones.
Yeah,
which is
I liked 8. I mean, it was
8 was
long
good.
as hell.
I'm saying 9.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
I've never played through 9 honestly, so I don't know.
They have a PlayStation 4 version. You should play through it. It's all right. It's heralded as like probably one of the better one of the better Final Fantasy games. But between like the sphere grid and the card system and the materia system, I mean, materia system I'd probably give a slight edge to, but I like the sphere grid too. But
yeah. Well, you like it because of the damn card game, Final Fantasy VIII. What was it called?
Triple Triad.
Triple Triad. I was thinking Pazaak, but that's from Old Republic 2.
That's another honorable mention.
Yeah. This are both of us. All right.
On Xbox.
Yeah. When we printed out the 500-page guide.
I still have it somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So the last game on my list, you probably know what this one is, or you might not know it, but when I say it, you're going to be like, yeah, of course. It's going to be Witcher 3.
Yep.
This is probably my favorite game of all time. Just because I had never played the Witcher games before. I had never read the books. And I kept seeing these damn Twitch ads for The Witcher 3. And I was like, okay, I've seen this ad so much, I feel like I have to buy the game. And I bought it, didn't know what to expect going into it. Enjoyed it. The DLCs are amazing. They're both done right. I mean, the game is it's a masterpiece in my mind. I bought it again on PC when it was on sale. The base game, DLCs, $20. I said, okay, I have to buy it again. So I played it on PS4 first time. I'm going to play it again on PC. And I'm excited for it. I feel like I'm going to be playing it again for the first time.
See, I understand. I played it. I probably got 5 hours into it and I was like, I can see why this is good, and I turned it off. at where I'm at, I'm the type of person like in Horizon. Oh, here's a little dot over here. It's not on the main storyline. I'm gonna go do it though.
Yep.
Oh, here's a little dot over here. You can't do that in Witcher 3 because you're never gonna
You're
beat
never
the game.
gonna beat the game.
Spend 500 hours and you're never gonna beat the game.
Yep.
But I can understand why people gravitate to that game so much. I mean, what is it? CyberHack is the name of the company that did it. Or,
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt.
They're making Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk. That's
Yeah.
the next game kind of up, which
I'm.
I think that's going to be more in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Because whenever I think of Witcher and that type of gameplay, I'm almost leaning more towards a Dragon Age or a Kingdoms of Amalur, shout out, type gameplay.
Yep.
Where there's story, but there's not that much side missions that are. It seems like there's a bit.
Or if there is, it's streamlined. Like you're doing the story, and then there's 2 side missions along the way to do your story, and they're just in that small area, and then you keep going, and then they have it again.
I think Witcher suffers from like the whole Red Dead thing, where it's like, okay, we got this huge map and we got side missions all over the place. Where I want this concise semi-open world like Tomb Raider, God of War, Horizon, stuff like that. Well, where, there's a couple side missions around here, but it's not gonna deter me for 10 hours.
Well, with The Witcher, it's kind of what I was talking about, but like you pass along the city for the main storyline, but then that city has 3 different side quests in it, but those side quests are long as hell, and they affect the world you're playing in.
City with more side quests.
Exactly. So, I mean, Witcher 3, like I said, probably arguably my favorite game of all time. Can't really decide that, but hit me with your 5th game, and then we'll wrap it up.
My favorite game will probably come to no surprises. Diablo 2.
Yep.
I mean, that game is just. I remember playing the first one and saying like, okay, they got something going here. It's fun. They got the repetitive loot grind and everything like that. But when Diablo 2 came out, and just like, oh, y'all figure out a repetitive grind where I'm gonna play this game, kill the same guy over and over and over again on hours on end to try to get the best loot, just to say you're the best and say, hey, look at all this stuff. I mean, there's many a nights where I would stay up late until trading for stuff, and I mean, it's even to the point where that game came out in 96, 97, late 90s, and they reset the ladder recently, and I played it this year.
You were streaming it earlier this year.
Yeah, I streamed it earlier this year because, I mean, they reset the ladder and they got rid of all the bots and all the spam and everything. It's like, oh, okay. And I still enjoyed it. And it just, the amount of hours that I put into that game is obnoxious. And the fact is, I played it start to finish, love everything about it, and I was disappointed in Kingdom. I was disappointed to a certain extent in Diablo 3.
I thought Diablo 3 was a good game. It didn't have the replayability that Diablo 2 did.
At launch, it was okay, but whenever they got rid of the auction house, and honestly, whenever I got it on PlayStation 4, it was great. Like that, when people say like, couch co-op games, I'm thinking Borderlands 2, and I'm thinking Diablo 3.
Yep. I can
see that.
Those
are 2 games that you can just drop in and out of, play on a couch, and have a good time.
Yep. All right, so that we kind of went really long, but that's fine. Just to review our topics we went over, introduced ourselves, how we got into gaming, what we game with now, top 3 games we were excited for next year, and our top 5 games of all time. Next episode, I think we're going to be talking about Sony skipping E3 next year, our thoughts on that, why we think they're doing it, if we think it's a good move, bad move, so on and so forth. And we are going to be talking about the Fallout 76 disaster that occurred this year.
Yeah.
And
speaking from somebody that likes Fallout,
yeah,
I don't really care.
And not to get too into it, but I think the Fallout series is done now because of that game. I think it's going to be very hard for them to recover. We'll talk about it. Arguably it could be over. We'll talk about that next time, guys. If you enjoyed the podcast, like I said, only episode 1. We wanted to do 15 to 20 minute long segments. We're not sure how we're going to be able to stick to that. We'll try and keep it under 30 minutes just so it's a little quicker for you guys.
I think we did a good length. And
yeah, it was an introductory. It'll be more streamlined next time.
Yeah, if we do
we'll
like
have
2 or 3 topics that are like 15, 20
yeah,
minutes
we'll have
each, I mean, that's
specific
good.
topics we talk about. We'll have, points that we want to bring up. And just another thing, we're not always going to agree, and which is fine.
No.
That's good. Like I said,
No.
we're kind of on different ends of the spectrum. Of Jonathan's focused on more single player trophy. I don't want to say trophy hunting, but trophy hunting kind of aspects.
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, there's some people out there that trophy hunt.
Oh,
and
every
there's some
game, yeah.
people- If there's some people that are like me, where it's like, oh, the game's really good.
The game's
I
really good. I'm
enjoy
gonna
the game. I'm gonna platinum it and get everything that I can do in it.
And then me, I'm more into the multiplayer. I'm gonna practice this game so much so that I get better at you, better than you at that game, kind of thing. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to leave a like. I'm not sure if we're gonna post these on Spotify or not. I probably will.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
maybe we can-
definitely go on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, be sure you comment down below either what games you're excited for, your top 5 games. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to follow. And if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and hit that follow button. I won't end the stream now. I'm going to keep streaming after this, but this is going to be the end of the podcast section. We'll probably hang out and chat for a little bit after so we can kind of review our topics, talk to the chat, see what they think, so on and so forth. Jonathan, you have anything else you want to say?
No, it's looking good. I've always kind of been interested in doing a podcast. I mean, it's good that we have a difference in a lot of aspects, but I mean, we both obviously grew up close in gaming atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew up watching me play games.
Yep.
I've watched you play many games.
Yeah.
So it's just I like the difference in our tastes.
Mhm.
You are definitely more towards the multiplayer aspect, and I'm definitely leaning more towards the single player aspects.
Yeah.
But no, we have a good variety, and I think that's going to be going forward. And
Yeah, I think if anything, I think that's a good thing.
yeah, and also we also have varying tastes when it comes to movies and everything like that.
Yeah, and
gonna
that's-
be more in later podcasts.
That's another thing. We're not only going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about entertainment. We're both tech heads. We love technology. We love computer shit. We just love shit. We love technology and
and beer too.
oh yeah, and beer. It's a Sunday night, so I'm not going to be drinking beer, but we definitely will be drinking beer if we do, like a Friday night podcast or Saturday night podcast, so on and so forth. And we definitely want to bring on guests and everything. I see Lord Respawn in the chat. Maybe get in a Nintendo junkie, get him in here and rack his mind for a little bit.
Yeah, tell him what the real Nintendo's like.
Yeah, I think Zach played the real Nintendo though, but
we'll see.
Yeah, it is what it is. So guys, like I said, if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and follow, whatever platform you're on. Appreciate it. And until next time, guys, we'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching.
Later.
Peace out.